Everybody wants to build their dream life. But the difference between those who already have their dream life compared to those who want to build their dream life is simply down to one thing, and that's thoughts. Whether that's you trying to build the dream life of you becoming like a millionaire, or even just like materialistic things, like you want like your dream car, or you want your dream house, or you want that loving and healthy relationship. The only thing that differs you from the person who already has it, it's literally just your thoughts. When we think about it, our thoughts literally determine the world around us. They're like, it's kind of like a projection. So whatever you think, the world is going to show you. Whatever you feel or think, the universe is going to show you. So that's why it's so important. Like, for example, when we're having like a really bad day, then your day will progressively get worse because you're acting on that negative emotion and you're acting on those negative thoughts. So let's say, for example, you wake up one day and you missed your alarm for work, and then it makes you very, very agitated, and you go downstairs and you end up burning yourself on like your coffee because you're rushing, and then it makes you even more angry, then like you're on your way to work and you get into road rage. All of those things are progressively getting worse because you're acting on a very angry emotion. Whereas if you switch it around and stay present, then you will start to change the environment around you. So essentially, like, your thoughts are like magnets. So whatever you think, you're going to attract matter of the same energy. And I read this really important quote from a philosopher, and he was saying how your thoughts become your actions become your habits become your character, and then your character becomes your life. It becomes your destiny. So literally, the way your life goes is all down to what's in your head. So if you believe that you're not good enough for achieving, I don't know, a successful life or an abundance of money or whatever you have affirmed, you won't get it if you don't feel like you're not good enough for it. The thing is, like, we often, I mean, obviously it's true. We all say that the universe and God work for us. They never work against us. So they will take away anything that's not meant for us. But what we often get confused with is the fact that God and the universe has given us free will. So if you don't believe in God and you believe in the universe gives us free will. It will never intervene with our actions. And if you believe in God, God does not intervene with our actions. So even though something might not be meant for us, God and the universe are not going to be like, oh no, I'm not going to let you have that because it's not meant for you. No, they will allow us to choose our own actions because we're either meant to learn from them or we're either going to be blessed by them. And the thing is, like, if you want to manifest like a healthy and loving relationship, for example, that's part of your dream life that you're trying to build. Let's say you then meet someone who's not meant for you. The God and the universe are not going to be like, no, I'm not going to let you see that person. No, it's because you need to learn a lesson. And the thing is, when we take those lessons and put it into like our experiences, we often like allow them to question our self-worth, and we often allow them to determine our whole identity and our whole validation of ourselves. But little do we know that these things are shaping us for a better life and a better future. So if we want to achieve our dream life and we want to build our dream life, we simply need to remember that we are capable of achieving so, and we have to train ourselves into believing that we are capable of achieving an abundance of money, an abundance of love, and our dream house and our dream car. The thing is, we often get confused with manifestations. Like, we always think that manifestations, or like if you want to manifest something, it's often a positive thing. So let's say like you want to manifest your dream car, or you want to manifest your dream life. Yes, you will write it down or you will affirm it in the mirror 3 times. But also negative things also manifest as well. Like just how I said about this example of you missing your alarm in the morning, or if you're having like a really sad day, or if you're in a very depressive state, notice how the world around you acts on that depressive state. Like everything becomes so dull, and then you just don't feel worthy of living. It's because your thoughts literally project the world around you. So whatever you're thinking, you will attract it. And that's why it's so important for you to step out of that negative thoughts and just always think positively. And the thing is, it's easier said than done because we are humans, we're not robots. We can feel emotions, we can get upset sometimes, but we should never let that determine our reality. We should always remember that our thoughts are literally so quick to change. Like if you think for even a split second that you're not having a good day, or you're not good enough for what you're trying to sort of manifest for yourself in the future, you can quickly switch it around in the space of a second. Just how you can think about your dream life in literally seconds, the same way you can switch from a negative thought to a positive thought. And the thing is, when we worry about our future, worrying itself and anxiety are both low vibrational emotions. So if you are worrying about not getting what you want in life, that already is setting you back from what you want. Like, for example, right now I'm sitting in my normal car. It's not my dream car. But when I see people driving my dream car, I don't think to myself, I'm never going to get that. Or they're so lucky. Or if I see like someone buying their dream house, or if I see like my say £25 million house get sold on Rightmove, I don't think to myself, oh my god, that person is so lucky, they've got to get the house that I wanted. No, I think to myself, I'm going to get that. In fact, I'm going to get even bigger than that. I'm going to get the later version of that car. I'm going to get a bigger version of that house, because I don't allow myself to be limited by the negative thoughts in my mind. Yes, I have negative thoughts in my mind as well, but I never let that determine the world around me. I still keep it moving, and I still think positively, because my positive thoughts will eventually manifest into reality. And it's happened. It's definitely worked. It's happened with numerous things, not big like luxurious things, but even the small things in life, whether it's a job interview or whether it's like a relationship. I don't think to myself that I'm not worthy enough of achieving what I've affirmed in my head, because I know that I am deep down. God has given us this amazing gift to create. And like I said, God is not going to intervene with our actions, but he's given us this amazing faculty to create. He's created us in his image, which means we're able to create our future. We're able to create our dream life. But the only thing that is stopping you from achieving that is just your negative thoughts. So how can we switch that around? How can we go from negative to positive? And it's simple, literally just changing the way you think, changing your habits. And like I've mentioned in my previous video, your new life will cost you your old one. So it's going to cost you a change of comfort. Like, you're going to have to step out of that comfort zone of feeling safe. And that's the thing, like when we act on those negative thoughts, it's because our brain's going into survival mode. We feel as though it's a safe space for us to limit ourselves because that's what we're used to. But like I said, God has given us this amazing gift to create. That's not saying that we're better than animals, but animals simply blend into their environment, whereas humans can change. The same way I can envision myself driving my dream car or living in that £20 million house in seconds, the same way I can get it, because I can't imagine a new color, or I can't imagine a new letter of the alphabet, or I can't imagine a new number, because those things don't exist. If I imagine myself in my dream car, in my dream house, in my dream and loving relationship, it's because it exists somewhere in the universe. The only thing that's stopping me from achieving those things is, yes, my negative thoughts that still occur from time to time, even though I don't allow it to determine my future, but also space and time. We always forget that we are living in a three-dimensional world, which consists of space and time and senses. So we're not going to achieve those things that we have in our mind straight away, because time exists in the universe that we live in our bodies. But if we can imagine it in seconds, if we can hold it in our head, we can hold it in our hand. But it just takes time and space. So how can we change that? By aligning ourselves with it. If we constantly believe, if we wake up every single day and believe that we are capable of achieving those things, we will achieve it in due time. And we need to align ourselves with that frequency. Like I said, like if I were to call a friend right now, they would immediately pick up. Why? Because our radio waves, the phone waves, are on the same frequency. I'm able to connect with them. Whereas if I were to call someone who's underground or in like a very thick room that blocks out certain waves, then I won't be able to connect with them because the frequency is blocked. And that's the exact same thing with your dream life. If you're trying to achieve this wonderful, big, successful life that consists of such high vibrational things like love, abundance, bliss, success, but then you're also still stuck in these low vibrational thoughts of not feeling good enough and worry and anxiety, you're blocking yourself from achieving those things because they're different frequencies. Whereas if you start aligning yourself with that frequency, you're going to attract it. Just like how I'm going to attract my friend on the opposite end of the phone call, because we're on the same frequency. So how do we start doing that? We then start to act and talk and live like that person that we want to become. And I'm not just talking about like taking out an hour or even 2 hours of your day trying to meditate or affirm. Like I can spend an hour writing down all the things that exist in my dream life in my journal, or I can spend 2 hours doing a deep like gamma ray, like long meditation in my room in complete darkness, but then the other 22 hours of the day I can be living as my normal self that becomes a slave to my normal habits. That's not me aligning myself with my dream self, because I'm still acting on old habits. What we need to do then is to literally act like that person that we want to become from morning to night. And how do we do that? It can literally start from small things. We don't have to start thinking big. Like, obviously I can't achieve my £20 million house right now because I don't have 20 million pounds on me. However, how would that Rianne act and think and feel if she was living in that £20 million house, or if she was driving that dream car? What about the small habits that she would include in her life that's different to now? For example, I know that I wouldn't procrastinate. If I'm a millionaire, millionaires don't procrastinate. So that's one thing, I won't procrastinate. Another thing is that I won't think in a scarcity mindset. So I won't be afraid to spend money. Like before, I used to have such a scarcity mindset, like I had to save and I had to invest in my future. And I used to demonize money. But now, money's literally paper. We add value to money. Like money is, if I were to hold up a £5 note right now, it's literally paper. The only reason why it's a £5 note is because we add value to it. So I've now stepped out of that scarcity mindset and aligned myself with an abundant mindset. So now I think in abundance, and I believe that there is enough of everything for everyone. There is enough money for me. There's enough money for you. There's enough money for my friends. There's enough money for my family. There's enough cars, luxury cars, for me to get, for you to get, for my friends to get. There's enough luxury houses for all of us to get, and so on and so forth. So I take myself out of that scarcity mindset. And again, it can be really, really small things. Maybe like my dream self treats herself to a nice latte every single week. Is those small things that's now stepping you out of those old habits that you used to adopt and you used to have, that's making you very different to your future self. Another thing is, you need to stop complaining about life. Although yes, sometimes life can be very, very harsh. The truth hurts a lot. People come and go into our lives. We get rejected. We face challenges. But if we continue like complaining about life and start being a victim of life, that's going to stop us from achieving our life of prosperity. You don't see millionaires, or you don't see, the thing is, I don't even want to make this about money, but let's say like the most successful person in the world right now, you don't see them complaining. You see them like living life. You see them acting on those habits that they've adopted to make them even more successful. And the thing is, like, when we talk about achieving our dream life, it's not even about working hard. That's the thing. You don't have to work hard to achieve your dream life. All you need to do is literally have the right mindset. Because the thing is, doctors, teachers, plumbers, electricians, all of those jobs that you can name, they all work hard. They work extremely hard. They work hours on end, but they don't have millions of pounds in their account. They don't. Some of them don't even have their dream life, and it's because you don't work hard to achieve a life of prosperity. You don't work hard to achieve your higher self. You work smart. You have the right mindset. You have the right tools in your mind for you to change the whole environment around you. So if you want to change your life, if you want to build your dream life, you've got to start acting as that person. And the one thing that's actually helped me, funny enough, is actually ChatGPT, because I asked ChatGPT, like, I wrote down all the things that I want to achieve in my life. Obviously, I'm not going to share it. Like, this is a very personal thing to me. But I wrote it down. I sent it to ChatGPT. And I was like to ChatGPT, can you create like a day in the life of that higher self of my, like that version of me? And it literally gave me so many things that's so different to how I act now. And that's because it's a complete different person. So you need to think, how does that new version of me look like? How does the life of that new version of me how does it look like? Like, what does it consist of? And it's those very, very small things, because that's the thing, like, that's how we shape our state of being. That's how we turn around our reality and start shifting our frequencies. It's literally by starting from changing our habits, because like that philosopher said, your habits shape your character, and your character shape your reality, it shapes your destiny. So it's all about changing those habits and switching them to bigger and better habits so that you can achieve a better life and a bigger life full of wonderful experiences and prosperity and and success, and maybe driving your dream car, or buying your dream house, or living in a very fancy, fancy accommodation, or whatever you want to manifest, whatever you've got affirmed down in your diary or your journal, or you say 3 times in the mirror every morning, whatever you do, the way that you can achieve your dream life is by shifting that mindset, shifting your thoughts. Your thoughts are what's stopping you from achieving your dream life. Not how much work you do, not how hard you work, not how much time you have to spend doing this or investing in this. You've got to change your thoughts. And from there, you're already halfway there to achieving what you want, because you're already aligning yourself with that dream self of you, that higher self of you. If you want to change your life, if you want to build a bigger, better life, if you want to build your dream life, you have got to change your thoughts.